Oh, yes. Is the Dan Neil redemption arc now fully complete? What a brilliant performance from the Sunderland skipper down in Swansea. We're also talking this week about Mayenda's position. Is it working? And finally, why is the Championship feeling a little bit flat this season? Welcome back to Where Black Cats Walk. This is 20 minutes of Sunderland chat, reviewing all things SAFC. Welcome. Yes, so we got Leo and Darren is making his debut with us. Good evening, fellas. Let's kick off then, shall we? Leo, let's go to you straight away. Some scenes in that away end at Swansea. I mean, just look at this picture. Every single one of them must have thought at half time we're coming away with nothing from this game, but that was some comeback, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's. It started. We started playing like this at the start of the season, where we've started really slow, conceding an early goal. We did it last game against Stoke, and watching this game, I thought that there's nothing in it for us. Just move on. This game's just a blunder, and then we'll move on to the next one. But you saw the passion that the players have and the desire the players have to get results for the team. I mean, I think you talk about the scenes in the away end, but I think Joe actually celebrated more than anyone in that stand. He was absolutely buzzing with the goal. So it's just unbelievable to see the passion for the players, because we've had seasons before where you just see players don't care when they're on the pitch, and there was nothing like that yesterday.
Yeah. And Darren, after a subpar performance against Bristol City, the team needed that, didn't they? Because your performances of late have been a bit patchy. So to come back from 2-0 down shows about the mentality of this squad, does it?
Yeah. Obviously, when we started the game, we went two goals down after 17 minutes, and I was thinking to myself, this is going to be a long game. This, but then Ballard pulled one back. Part of the first half, we weren't particularly good. But then the second half, I thought we were absolutely class, and I agree with Lee. Just that attitude of the players, and I love how they are now, compared to previous seasons where players just didn't seem to care and that. And yeah, I think we needed to win yesterday.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree with that one.
Especially after going 2 goals down.
Yeah. Leo, the skipper, of course, was getting most of the credit. Tweets were saying, tremendous, so underrated, Dan Neil, his forward runs. Today in midfield, he was superb, cracking goal. Keep it up, Dan. The last 3 games particularly, you've been brilliant. And John Jesus is a Rolls Royce, our skipper. Yeah, much maligned. We talked about it on here last week, of course, but is he going a bit underrated this season, Leo?
I think he just got. He did get overhated at the start, just for his at the start of the season, just for his performances, and there was a couple of times where you saw his performance and thought, is the armband too much responsibility? Is sitting in that deeper role too much responsibility? And I think I've said it on here before. The best part about his game, like that tweet said, is his forward runs and carrying the ball. And especially yesterday, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, defensively, Darren, he's got a howler in him, hasn't he? But
yes,
you must have. It's almost like you've signed a new player, isn't it? Some of his forward runs and his passes, his vision for goal.
Yeah. To be fair, I love Dan Neil. But some of his performances this season have been questionable, and I agree with Lee. Maybe the captain armband, maybe a bit too much for him. But the last 3 games, he's been outstanding. I'm happy for him, because obviously you're seeing on Twitter and Facebook the fans making comments like hating on him with that. And it's I think he's done well in the last 3 games, especially. So
yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at a few more, shall we? This one says, "What a comeback! 100% our biggest win of the season." Dan Neil was outstanding in the second half, took the game by the scruff of the neck away the lads. Will Vintage Colours says, never seen out like it. We were dead and buried, and then 09 came on. And Leo, we've criticised your manager for substitutions in the past, but in this particular instance, did he get them spot on?
Well, the result speaks for itself, doesn't it? I mean, I guess after the first half, I was sitting there thinking a couple of players could have easily been dragged, whether that was at half time or the 60-minute mark or whatever. And he's kept them on the pitch. And to be honest, those were the players who were the biggest contributors to the comeback. So, no complaints from what Labrise has done, and I'm sure he doesn't have any complaints either.
There were a few people questioning Mayenda, Darren, and we want to move on to that point, if that's okay. So Andy says, put Mayenda up top or don't play him, man. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing on the left. And similar point here says, Mayenda up top, Isidore on the left, or Mayenda off. Connolly on, Isidore on the left. We look so unbalanced with Mayenda out there. Every time he gets the ball, he's so easy to read because he's all left foot. Rigging need of a break. This was a tweet at half time, I should hasten to say, on SCH's part. But what about Mayenda for you? Are people right? Is he looking a little bit lost out there?
I think yes. Obviously, I think he should always be up top. Like when I was watching the game yesterday, like some of the things he was doing, he did look lost. So I think going forward, I think we should play him up top. Yeah.
What's his best position, Leo?
I think it is up top. But I mean, I'm looking at our squad, and I think, if you don't play him on the left, who do you put out there? Because when Labrise was playing Isidore on the left, everyone was complaining about that, saying he should be up top. So with Mundell out, with Watson out, we're short for options in that position. And is that something you look towards in January, depending how those injuries are looking? Probably. But, where else is he supposed to go? It's the only space in the team for him, because you can't drop Isidore, although he's been lacking on the goals recently. Everything he does on the ball and off the ball, his work rate's brilliant.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Also, finally, this week we're talking about all the people saying the championship is feeling a little bit flat at the moment. Not perhaps as exciting as been in previous years. First of all, Darren, do you agree with that, or is it just how people are feeling about football in general?
To be fair, no, I don't agree with it. I think it's one of the most exciting seasons we've had so far. Some big results. Going off our 1-0 win against Burnley start the season. But no, I don't agree with it. Like I'm enjoying this season, to be fair.
Sure. Leo, there's been far too many draws. You are responsible for many of them, but the whole of November for you was draws. Atmospheres in stadiums, attendance is down. People falling out of love with football, or is that too much of an overreaction to what some people are saying?
I think it's a bit of an overreaction. I don't really understand it with the fan base, and ours especially in recent weeks. When results aren't going the team's way, that should encourage you to get there even more and support them even more to get them through it. Not abandon it and be like, all right, well I'm not going to the game anymore. And I agree with Darren that obviously as a Sunderland fan, this has been an unbelievable season. But I will say that this season's probably the least amount of games I've watched for other teams. Once Sunderland's finished playing, I kind of just switch off, to be honest. Obviously, you'll look at the results and everything, but I don't watch too many of the games. Whether that's something I'm consciously doing or it's just you're right and it is just not as entertaining this season, I'm not too sure. But I feel like there's something to look into there.
Yeah, I mean, you've been involved in a couple of good games yourselves. The Leeds game was entertaining to watch. I mean, the Plymouth one itself, for the way that the goal sequence happened. But would you both agree that in terms of for the neutral watching, that the championship hasn't lit up yet?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
I feel like there's less star power. star players, highlight names. You know, before you've had your Gyökeres, we had Amad Diallo last season. We had Jack Clark. You had, you know, all these players who very big names, and now that they've moved on, there's kind of no name that's pulling in that major attraction. Probably Chris Rigg and Joe Bellingham are two of the ones that are right up there for that. But you know, that wasn't the case in other seasons. I think there's been much bigger names in previous years.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let us know what you think. What can we do? What can we do to improve this? I mean, some people have said Sky are ruining it because of all the 12:30 kickoffs on a Saturday, which means people are watching from home rather than getting involved and going to the match. Let us know what you think. Finally, then Norwich at home is our next fixture. They've just lost to Burnley, and of course on their travels they've been pretty poor. Darren, do you see this as 3 points?
To be fair, every game, I always say it's going to be 3 points. I always expect us to win. We've won the last 2 games. But yeah, I think we'll win. Yeah, I think we'll win 2-0. I am pretty confident. Yeah,
loving the confidence, Leo.
I'm going to go something similar. I'm going to say 2-1, just because I think Borja Sainz is a wicked player, and he's going to get on the score sheet. But still 2-1 win Sunderland.
How's Patterson been playing? Because again, I keep reading. We're not focused on it, but there are people, especially after Bristol City and a couple of other games, saying he's not having a great season. Leo, is there something off with him?
I feel like there's been parts of this in his performance the whole time he's played for us. He's made some incredible saves even from when he first came in the team. He still makes some now. But then you have moments like, I'll highlight their first goal yesterday. You know, how long that ball stood up in the air. And he in between decisions, he started to come out and then he hesitated and then they scored from it. And he's got that, a little bit similar to Dan Neil, he's got that little jink in him where you can look and say, all right, well, we need someone else to do this. But in terms of probably the other 89 minutes in the game, he's great. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Leo. We'll leave that there. If you haven't yet followed us, you know what to do. Press the subscribe button below and give us a like. And we make this weekly content for you every week, 20 minutes reviewing all Sunderland games. Thank you very much, Darren, for joining us. Thank you, of course, Leo. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week at the other side of the Norwich game. One more.